Hi Andres, for giving me this opportunity to showcase my past experience, my skills and capabilities for the post of SEO manager. You know, Many thanks for giving me this timeline to deliver what I have done so far. In terms of research, in terms of putting together the document. I really appreciate for your patience and stuff like that. Now, jumping into what I have done while creating this presentation, let me tell give you a brief my way of doing things. So, basically, when I started doing this analysis, my basic couple of questions were like this being a non-English speaking audience, how do I capture to the content potential? And second thing is this yours is a B2B business in contrast to my past experience of B2C. So coming back to the first question, how do I deal with a non-English speaking audience? So basically, when I went ahead with the research, I found a significant mass of Danish population, up to 86%, are able to speak and write English. So it's a very good thing for us, for me actually, because what I understand, if I'm doing something in English, then my counterpart can simply convert it into Danish. Second thing is, when I started doing the keyword research, I realized that many of the English keywords or Danish keywords are just a matter of translation, rather than it's an entirely different group of keywords. So that makes it super easy for me uh, to suggest on content in English version, and that can be replicated in Danish. And I have pretty much done a little bit of I'll say vernacular SEO. So basically, I have worked on 3 different Indian languages, so I really understand how to translate the content and market it. Then I started working on a little bit on the persona side, like who will be your decision maker, like your product decision maker. So I understood, like, vice president, a senior manager, a marketing manager, a head of IT. These are executive IT. So these people will be your targeted audience group. So basically, I understand these people not only speaks English but also understands English. So any content that we are writing in English can be pitched to them. Then third thing that I did is I try to understand whether whatever I have hypothesized, is it also reflecting on the keyword tools or not, because end of the day these keywords tools are going to give us a brief idea on the keywords. So then I went ahead and I checked with a lot of keyword tools to understand the difference of words between English and Danish. I try to use the Google Translator to convert the Danish into English, and I found, like, I'm probably on the right track. Then I went ahead with the basic keyword research. So I have given enough information on my presentation, like what are the different things I have done during my keyword research, because what I understand as a business, or as a marketer, if you are only approaching on reaching out to new people without even thinking like who are they, then you may not be successful. So a lot of things should be thought about on the conversion front. So basically, based on that, I try to understand what may be the pain point of your targeted audience. So based on that, I created 2 different segments. Like segment A is launching the app and maintaining it. Then as a manager, or as a decision maker, if you are going to evaluate the kind of company you want to have a partnership in order to build the long, in order to launch the app. What are the different traits you would be probably looking at? So based on that, I figured out, like, launching and maintaining category can have certain questions, like, choosing the right platform of app, conducting the research, and learning the user behavior, because these two things are extremely important. When you are choosing a platform, you see many things, like, compatibility thing will be coming, then scalability thing will be coming, then maintaining is going to come, because different stakeholders would be engaged in the process. Probably the app you are designing is going to be liked by the marketing team, but then you end up seeing, like, IT person is raising an objection. So at that point of time, the IT person becomes a roadblock for your campaign or for your conversion, because they feel your app is not secured enough. So these are, this is one aspect of it. Then determining the cost of developing the app. Yes, cost is extremely important for any business, be it a $1 million company or be it a small startup company. Platforms, infrastructure, and services of vendor, which is yours. I mean, if you are gonna selected as a vendor, then these things will be evaluated. Then planning the release, iteration, design, and security, full scope and agility of the app itself. So these are certain technical side of the things. Then what do they do to shortlist a company? I mean, what are the things they are going to check? Experience of the team, technology they use, their process, design process, wireframe, presentation, research, analysis, scalability, etc., etc. Then involvement of their in-house people in terms of passing out the information or in terms of providing active support to the app developer. So basically, if the company is running short of manpower, they may not be in a position to work with you if you are asking too much of involvement from them. Then maintaining and customizing the app, scalability of the app. So basically, these are certain things that people will be looking. Now, assume that we are capturing a lot of traffic, but the real users are not getting answer to these all questions or these all searches. So in my purview, these all things are extremely important to take a decision. The decision to say, yes, this is the company I want to test with, or I want to request for a demo, or I want to have a direct conversation, anything of that sort, because that is when your sales process is starting. I mean, I'll not say you are actually getting the sales, but yes, it's the step number 1. So basically, any content that we are designing on the website, or our marketing material, anything of that sort should be directly resonating these are user searches, and I believe that is how we should start focusing on the keywords as well as anything of that matter, to make sure we are reaching out to the right set of audience who will be evaluating our business as a active partner or something that short. So based on that, I did my keyword research. Then I've tried to then in the second phase I have done a little bit of research in terms of link building, like what may be an ideal format of linking, or what may be best format of linking for this kind of business. So That was my second area of analysis. Then third one was competitor analysis. To be honest, it was not that simple or straightforward for me, because it was not like plugging the competitors on a tool, because most of the tools that I have access to was having limited capability in terms of evaluating Danish websites. Okay, so basically it has to be a manual kind of research. But then I came up with my list of competitors. Then fourth thing is what kind of SEO text will be working for this website. I think from starting from task number 0 that I was mentioning till all the way towards keyword research, I have always tried to say my strategy is more falling as a full funnel content strategy. So when you say full funnel content strategy, I'm trying to see things this way. Probably there is a mass of people who are not aware about your company. Then there is another mass of people who know that your company exists in the app development universe, and they also feel like your company is a useful company to have a partnership with. Okay, then there is a third mass of users who feels that yes, you are the right company to provide the app development project. So starting from mass number universe number 1 till universe number 3, we have created 3 funnels, to be precise: top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Now SEO person can impact the top and middle of the funnel, because in the top of the funnel we are doing a lot of keyword optimization. We are generating a lot of traffic, so people are getting awareness of business. But that's not a stage when their interest is initiated, and their interest would be initiated when they are evaluating all other aspects, like the questions we discussed, like are you a right service provider, what kind of cost you guys are charging, what kind of experience you have, then what kind of dependency those clients will have, supposing they are giving you the project. So once they are getting answer to these all questions, they move into the interest stage and they become a lead. So once lead is generated, then it becomes easy for your business BDA team, business development team, to communicate with the lead, probably giving a demo presentation or sending out a request free proposal, anything that short, so that your sales process is starting. So coming back to full funnel content strategy. So if you see my keyword list, pretty much covering all different aspects, whatever was possible. Like I have included app development as well. At the same time, I have included what is the cost of app development, then what is the process of app development. So the keywords can be evenly spread on different landing pages, and you are making sure that any user who is visiting on the website is getting the right information they wanted to have before becoming your lead. So that is how the whole SEO process should be designed. So supposing the total universe of top of the funnel keywords is happening to be say around 50, but then should you go for all 50 from day one itself? I feel no, that should not be the strategy. Rather than that, we should actually have an optimized basket of keyword which includes both top and middle of the funnel, and if possible little bit of bottom of the funnel keywords. And once we are able to optimize this set of keyword, we should keep on increasing the keyword. We should keep on expanding the top of the funnel keywords. Then I was thinking beyond also. So what kind of strategy should work for Digital Mind? I mean, if we are saying like, should it be only SEO? Going by my own experience, I don't feel traffic from social media maybe that useful for Digital Mind. No, this is again a hypothesis level thing. But then when you are considering about LinkedIn marketing, yes, it's going to be extremely important, because going back to my personal analysis, it's these people we are going to focus on, like vice president, director marketing, senior marketing manager, senior IT manager, business development manager, or probably digital transformation managers or digital transformation head. So any people who bears these all designations across all social media, if we are able to reach to them, then yes, we are creating an opportunity to make sure like we are educating our brand. We are educating them with the brand name, like what we are doing, how we are doing, and stuff like that. So there is a possibility that these people may become our future lead. So how SEO can help in achieving this? Literally speaking, no, SEO has SEO can provide them with the right content. As I was speaking, suppose you are reaching out to the director of marketing with your app development concept. In that case, probably what they will need is your company name, history of your company, employees, existing successful project development timeline, cost, security, etc., so on and so forth. So these all information will be available on the website, and the depth of information will define their depth of interest. I mean, it's more or less correlated. So this is about how SEO is going to support other area like social media. Had it been paid marketing also, yes, you need a little bit of ebook, or you need something like that, like you need a video, you need a lead gen form. So everything can be created in the back end and made sure like these all processes are interlinked, and as a holistic approach, we are seeing like out of SEO, like we are discussing about SEO, then paid search, then we are discussing about paid social, or social media. So SEO is straightforward, it's always Google. When I say paid search, it's like AdWords. Then when I say paid social or social, it's again LinkedIn. These are three mediums that probably we should be looking at in terms of reaching out to right audience group, creating the demand, and making sure like people are filling up the lead gen form. This is one aspect of it. I mean, everywhere you need content, a lot of content. You need right content, you need content with the right length, you need content with the right information, with the right presentation. Everything has to be crystal clear for the end users, so that lead gen process is happening. So this is about SEO. I mean, coming on to how do I optimize a particular website? A lot of my optimization skill, I have given a list of websites that I have worked for. There are certain websites on which I have actually crossed over a million organic users in a period of 1-2 years. But then at the same time, that's again at the top end. At the bottom end, I worked with website on which we have increased the leads only, but the traffic level growth was really minimal. So I understand both the contrast, and it's my core learning that content is going to drive in anything else. So if you have a powerful content, then you have a powerful internal link structure. You start generating position for your targeted keyword. If you are gaining position for your targeted keyword, that means you are also going to win a lot of natural links. Instead of building a lot of link, you are winning the links from other people. So that's pretty much what we are thinking about. And last aspect is, the more you are able to increase your reach, that will amount to increasing your branded searches. Now branded searches, you go for any industry for that matter, if you do not have increasing trend of branded searches, your SEO traffic will never grow, because Google has started correlating your scope of branded search. They are trying to figure out whether as a brand, any business has a direct impact over the end users in terms of increasing the branded searches. If there is an effect, or there is a direct connection, then it's going to reward your website. That is how it's happening. Then another aspect is how do user interact on your website? Are they liking the content? They're spending time. So bounce rate, usability, these all metrics are extremely important nowadays. Then after you cover everything, suppose you are generating enough traffic, enough traction as a brand, are you able to convert them? So CRO, conversion rate optimization, is also equally important. So I think these are some things which I try to touch while my effort to create a proper while my attempt to take this test. And I understand I may have missed a few things, but I have tried to do my own justification. And before closing, I would like to tell one thing. I mean, yes, it was really interesting to know about your business, know about your market, know about your competition. Looking forward to see if we can work together or not. If we are able to work together, that would be well and fine. Otherwise, I'll carry this learning with me. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for going through my video. And if you have any further question, do not ever hesitate to reach back to me. Thanks a lot.